to learn another very interesting concept of positive externalities. In the last lecture, we had learned that positive externalities are the advantages or benefits that a third party may receive because of a production or a consumption of a good or a service. In the last lecture, we had done positive externalities in consumption. So now we are going to do the positive externalities in production. But before we draw the diagram, let us first understand positive externalities in production with the help of an example. Let us imagine that there's a gardener, and that gardener is going to make a beautiful nursery of various types of flowers, and he's going to produce those flowers along with utmost care and obviously looking at the beauty of those flowers, in sync colors, leaves, variety of the flowers, and etc. etc. So that is the private benefit that is going to occur to the gardener because of the production of such type of a nursery. However, a third party, let's say a beekeeper, is going to also benefit, as a positive externality is going to occur because the beekeeper is going to be having the nectar that is required to produce honey. So the butterflies and the honeybees that the beekeeper is going to rear are actually going to be using the nectar that is produced by this gardener. Now you would obviously think that are the gardener and the beekeeper side by side, having their facilities side by side? No, that does not happen obviously. However, because this is such a mobile state where the beekeeper, whatever bees are being reared or the butterflies are being reared, are going to be overlooking all those, or are going to be surrounding all those gardens. So the garden is definitely going to be advantageous to at least one beekeeper in that particular area. Right? So this is what we can say as a positive externality in production. Now let us understand this with the help of a diagram. Now again we have in the diagram two components that we will call the private marginal benefit, the private marginal cost, and socially efficient, social marginal benefit and social marginal cost. Over on the y-axis we will have the price, and on the x-axis we are going to have the quantity. Now in a free market economy, what we're going to do is, let's say we have this curve, the downward sloping curve, as the private marginal benefit curve, and this upward rising curve as the private marginal cost curve. So we are going to have a certain equilibrium quantity and an equilibrium price, okay, of the production. Now what happens is, because of this positive externality in production, which is in the first party is done by the gardener, is definitely going to be fruitful for various beekeepers as third parties. So it's actually reducing their cost to rear the butterflies, to rear their bees, to rear their honeybees, so that they can actually fetch the nectar, right, which is required for making the honey. So which is why what is going to happen, this cost get reduced, but does not reduce the private cost. The cost which is socially efficient is getting reduced. So which is why what is going to happen, because of this positive externality, the cost curve is going to shift towards the right, let's say, and now over here we have this curve, which is going to be the social marginal cost curve. Okay, SMC represents what? The social marginal cost. Now again you can see that the social marginal cost and the private marginal cost obviously are have a gap, and this gap definitely is present because the private marginal benefit is equal to the social marginal benefit. So we can say that the social marginal cost, which is given over here, SMC, is less than the social marginal benefit of receiving the added benefit, which is due to the positive externality. Okay, so now the quantity, which is a socially efficient quantity, and the price, which is again the socially efficient price. This is, let's say, E, okay, and this is E1. So now E1 represents that equilibrium of efficiency, which is a socially efficient equilibrium, where you will have the social marginal cost as well as the social marginal benefit equal. Okay, now over here also we look at a certain triangle. If without a certain government intervention, obviously social benefit or welfare cannot be received, right? So there would always be certain authority, a certain aided authority, which is definitely going to be providing welfare to the whole economy, right? It can be a central authority, it can be the government, the state governments, it can be a certain specific auxiliary authority which is made so that welfare can be received. So all the more, the whole idea of welfare will be given to that authority. In the absence of that authority, the free market economy is always going to be producing at E point, which is that they are going to be missing out on the welfare or the added advantage, added merit of positive externalities, and which is why this triangle over here that you can see, if I name it, I'll name it A, B and C. So the small triangle A, B, C would represent what? The dead weight welfare loss. So dead weight welfare loss has occurred because in a free market economy, people have failed to realize, or the authorities have failed to realize, that there exists a positive externality in production of a certain commodity or a service. So this is what is known as positive externalities in production. That was it about this topic. For more such videos and for more such interesting topics, make use of the description to visit our website www.ecoholics.in. Stay tuned for more such interesting videos. Thank you so much.